Hi everyone! In today's video I'll be showing you how to make a simple yet effective incubator for tortoise eggs. Two of the three incubators I use all the time are the DIY home incubators that I'll be showing you, and not only do they work perfectly, they're much cheaper than the shop-bought incubators, plus they're really easy to make. The items you'll need for this project are a Stanley knife, bradawl, or you can use a small screwdriver, something to cut down the cooling rack like a hacksaw, wire cutters or rotary tool, and the items for the incubator are a polystyrene box, a heat mat, a thermostat, a cooling rack, some recycled drink bottles, a small water bowl and a digital thermometer. And if you want a viewing window in the lid of the incubator, you'll also need some clear strong plastic, like an empty greetings card box, a ruler, a pen and some sealant. I'll leave links in the description for the items that I use. Okay, let's get on with the build. First we'll clean and disinfect the polystyrene box with tortoise safe disinfectant. The polystyrene box that I'm using is 40 centimetres by 30 by 30 centimetres. It was free as somebody gave it to me, but I think they typically are used in the catering industry for vegetable deliveries. I've also seen them advertised as fish transportation boxes. You can buy these new for around £10. I'd avoid buying second-hand unless you're sure that no chemicals have been used in them. Once the disinfectant has dried, we'll place the heat mat in the bottom of the incubator. Now you'll need a heat mat that covers the bottom of the incubator, as this will help with even heat distribution. The one you can see me using here is too small, but was the only one I had to hand at the time I filmed this. I later changed it for one that completely covered the bottom of the incubator, like you can see in these clips. Another important point to make is to make sure that the heat mat lies flat and doesn't bend up at the sides, otherwise this could damage the heat mat. So it's important to measure the bottom of the incubator on the inside so you get a heat mat that fits correctly. Next, fill up the plastic water bottles with water. Use warm water if you need to use the incubator straight away, so it won't take as long for the incubator to reach the right temperature. The purpose of the water bottles is to fill up the empty space to make it more efficient, help with heat distribution and to stabilise the temperatures. The sides of the bottles aren't completely flat, so this will allow airflow over the heat mat and also means that the tubs of tortoise eggs aren't sitting directly on the heat mat. Next we add in a cooling rack. This is to keep the tubs flat rather than sitting directly on the water bottles, and also allows airflow from under the tubs of eggs too. You can cut the cooling rack to size using wire cutters, like a hacksaw or rotary tool. Now we need to cut a small section for the heat mat wire so that the lid will fit snugly. Next we can add a bowl of water to help create humidity. A small pot like the one here works well in this size incubator and is about 9 centimetres in diameter. Then make sure that the tub you're using for tortoise eggs will fit alongside the water bowl. I'll be going through the incubation process from egg laying through to the baby tortoises hatching in some future videos, and I'll leave the links in the description so these are easy for you to find. Next we can work on the lid of the incubator. You'll need to add in some air holes in the top, and I found that 3 air holes on each side like this works well. You can also add into the lid of the incubator a viewing window so that you can see into the incubator without letting the warm air escape when you take the lid off each time. I'll show you some photos of how I created this now. I used an old greeting card box for this. I cut out the viewing window size I wanted. In my example this was 12.5 centimetres by 10.5 centimetres. I then positioned where I wanted the window and traced around it. Now we can cut out inside the marked area, but this shouldn't go all the way to the edge. Instead, make sure you leave a 1 to 2 centimetre border to create a ledge for the plastic window to be fixed to. Once the centrepiece is cut out, we can create the ledge. On the outer border, we want to cut vertically halfway down into the polystyrene, all the way round this border. A tip for doing this so the knife doesn't go all the way through is to retract the knife blade halfway before you cut. On the inner edge, we want to cut horizontally to meet the vertical cut we've just made, and this will create a ledge for the plastic window to be fixed into place. After removing any loose debris, I then use silicone sealant on the ledge. Hopefully you can make this out in the video here. Then I place the clear plastic window on top. To finish off and make sure there's no gaps around the viewing window, I added sealant all the way around. The sealant must be completely dry, normally takes about 24 hours, before you use the incubator so that all the fumes have disappeared. Now you're ready to connect the heat mat to the thermostat, set the thermostat to the required temperature and wait for the temperatures to stabilise before adding in the tortoise eggs. I also recommend having a digital thermometer with a minimum and maximum setting so you can easily monitor the temperatures before and during the incubation process. And there you have it, a ready-to-use incubator that costs a fraction of the price of shop-bought incubators with just as good results. If you'd like to pick up a DIY incubator kit and you're based in the UK, then head over to my website where you can order yours today. I've included a link to the incubator kit in the description of this video. And not to leave out my international friends, I'm really excited to share some news that I've recently opened a new online store, HappyTortoises-shop.com, and it has lots of fun and unique collections of t-shirts, mugs, stickers and other goodies. Your support would mean the world to me, so please visit my website and place your order today. Thank you so much. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you have, please click the thumbs up, subscribe and share with your tortoise friends. Thanks for watching.